give me the top objections why people do not move forward with your fund.
Okay, so why do people not invest in real estate funds? Number one, usually they think they can do more with their money than you can give them as a return. So the key word here is they think. So I always ask somebody, like they would say something like, I think I can do more on my own. So I say, well, may I ask you, what have you done last year, for instance? Well, last year I didn't do so well because the stock market went down. Okay, how about the year before? You'll be amazed how many people think and keep thinking they're gonna do more or better. And I let them say that, and then I ask them, and then I leave them alone. And then I follow up later, and then they change their mind. They realize, you know what, I'm wasting time having my money parked. I lost in stocks, I went into this deal, became bad, I sold it. So number one is they think they're gonna do more on their own. Number two, they really do more on their own than I would pay them. For example, I was pitching a developer, and it was on a flight, and we started talking about, I told him I'm in a real estate fund business. Of course, that's what I present to the world. And then he started telling me he's doing developments, and he asked me how much I pay, and then this is this. At the end, I found out he's making 20% per year. He's got the whole team, he's got his kids working in the company. There was no way he would give me a penny. He's doing a lot more, and he's very active. So if the person is active in a business and all his money or her money is in it, they're not gonna give me the money. So the one who thinks, there is a chance. The one who actually does and make more money. The number three is they don't understand how the real estate fund world works. So I explain it, they don't understand it. So that's when I actually define a few words and use a pen and a paper. So when the money goes in here, we invest in these type of assets. So I try to clarify it. But some people don't have comprehension on this. They keep saying, well, it's like the stock market. So if I give you money, I'm buying shares in it. Can I sell it the next day? No, it's not, because it's private. How could it be private? So what am I investing in? So the comprehension is an issue. And if I see people are not sophisticated enough, I just try to explain it. And that's when I send the video. I have a video that explains it. There is different type of people, those who don't trust. They just say, listen, I can't trust anybody with my money. So I know you're not this guy. I know you're a free man. You're not in jail. You're not pitching me from behind the bars or whatever. But I just don't want any, I prefer to lose money making my own decisions than give it to anybody and have to worry about it. I understand that. I avoid it. And then some other people, it's just that their money's not available. So they say, it's not available. I am in a stock. The stock went down. This is usually the story I get. And here's the situation. I'm waiting for it to come back up. We had a guy in the crypto. He got in crypto. It was the reverse of it. He went from how much, Ashley? I don't know, from like 25 or 50K, went to 400,000. He called Ashley. Ashley, I want to take some money out. I want to take 250,000, give it to Sharif in the fund because I'm afraid the Bitcoin or whatever is going to go down. So Ashley said, okay, we're ready for you anytime, but I'm going to wait a little bit because I think it's going to go up some more. Ashley does a follow-up next week because the money's in the follow-up. Hey, you want to invest? We send you the paper. No, it's going to go up. Needless to say, completely collapsed. So that's bad. So he kept waiting and it just couldn't time it. So it's a qualification game. Choose people who are more into, I got some money, it's passive. I don't want to be making 3-4% sitting in a bank account on a CD or whatever. I want to be making the 8. I want to be involved. I want to be able to compound the money. And it's a true compounding because people invest at 8% and they reinvest the money. That's a true compounding. It's not like stock market. You have to wait 30 years to compound at 8. That's a true compounding. Hopefully I answered your question.
And that's it. That was the last question.
That's all the questions. Okay, great. So let me close by telling you that the most important thing, I think I mentioned this before, but I want to make sure you understand. Most important thing is having good judgment calls on what you do. As the market changes and all this, you have to ground yourself by saying, okay, what are my priorities? What am I trying to accomplish? And stay focused on things step by step. The problem I see is people trying to change their life in one big step. Everything happens incrementally. And it's not just like going up the stairs. It's like going a small step and then a big step and then down step and then a sideways step and then up step, etc. So have the proper judgment, which comes from knowledge. And you gotta like understand the knowledge of the market, not through news, but through people doing transactions. Talking to a broker is valuable because that broker is in the market. But if the broker is trying to sell you something, the broker is gonna present it in a certain way. So talk to a broker that is selling a property and talk to a mortgage broker who's giving you loans, because the mortgage broker is gonna have to be more realistic. Well, we're gonna need 35% down payment. We're gonna need a debt service coverage ratio. And you can ask them, what do you mean? That means for every so much in income, we need a payment not to exceed so much. So they can say, oh, we can give you 80% loan, but the debt coverage ratio is 1.2. Well, you were thinking to put 20% down payment and get 80% loan. But the numbers for the bank will not work on that. So they can promote a certain amount of loan that they're gonna give, but the reality is they will never give us that because the debt service is not gonna cover. So then my question to them is, okay, can you work with me on this because the property is gonna improve over time? And then they can say things like, okay, we can give you so much now. Like I work a deal with a bank like this, we can give you so much now. And as you improve the property, we can then give you a credit line on the difference because it's going to perform more to give you a credit line. Or we're going to give you some release on the reserve amount that we give you. So ask mortgage brokers, real estate brokers, sellers, put a property for sale and see how many calls you get. And that's how you get to know the market at hand and what's going on. And I expect really the next 12 months to be tough, to be very interesting, but take it to your advantage. Position yourself right and constantly negotiate the terms. If you have loans right now, make sure you're able to make them, and don't wait. If you can't, don't wait to the last minute. Start promoting your property, start talking to people, and start adjusting your financial situation. So thank you. May you have the best judgment calls coming up in the next 12 months.